it is a part of our responsibility as a citizen of Dallas to see that everybody's legal rights under our Constitution have to be safeguarded. And as a citizen of the greater community of Dallas, more so than as a board member, I think we need to look into our judiciary system and our system of handling these type of complaints to make sure that they are fair and handled in an equitable manner. I realize this is out of the bounds of the school board as such, but we are still citizens. The second thing that I'd like to speak to is even greater thing than that, and that's the business of fairness and credibility. So you see, on one hand, we uphold law and order, we call in the police for a fist fight or assault and this sort of thing, and I do go along with keeping order in school. But I think we should be consistent. On the other hand, we uphold the law and order in this respect, but we drag our feet and use all administrative devices as we can to not bring those kids in who did not obey the court order to be bused to the black school. We are still exhausting administrative devices to get them back in. This is the type of credibility gap we are suffering with our young people. This is the type of credibility gap, and we see the high percentage of kids expelled of one ethnic group that we suffer with administration in the school. And I think somewhere along the way, fair play for all students should be enforced. Whether it's going to be to call in the police for every case of fist fight, then let's call it in and treat both sides equally. I think as citizens, we need to look in the court system and see what is happening to our young people who go down there and spend 50 days in jail, not being charged, and without their legal rights being explained to them. This is a concern.
I am rather disappointed, frankly, in the task force report. I think that it did raise a lot of questions. I think there are some communication questions that it raises, which certainly is inherent in our policy. As I understand our policies, wanting to communicate to parents if there is a problem at school, and indeed following through. And there's raised a lot of questions here without specific fact given, which of course raises a curiosity in my mind. Are we really doing the communicating job we'd like to see ourselves do whenever there is a serious offense? But beyond that point, I would have hoped that in addition to this task force report, we would have been given a supplement. The chairman allowed at the last meeting a delegation almost an hour, as I recall, to contest this report in advance of its being published. And if I recall our action, at our suggestion, we encouraged them to review the report and append or supplement it with whatever facts they felt were appropriate that we would not know about. I don't see that here today. I'm not sure that group has been given that opportunity. Frankly, the mother of the boy in question didn't appear to me to want to have her child, and I presume that's the same parent, the same youth involved here, certainly didn't want her child incarcerated for 50 days while awaiting a judgment without taking some remedies. I'd like to know what facts they can support here that indicated they knew what Mr. Jennings was talking about. This kind of specific within this task force report, I think Dr. Estes did about as good a job as he could based on the specifics. If this is all you know, and you're interpreting and responding to the report as given, there's all sorts. I've got marks all over this thing of questions, which I don't know if it's appropriate to ask for information or not. It's just that I, frankly, have more questions raised as a result of this report than answers provided.